16, a call came in to the Neptune City Police Department in New Jersey at 2:30 a.m. from just a random person letting police know that there was this abandoned car. It wasn't like an emergency or anything, but an officer was dispatched just to see what was going on. The keys were in the ignition. The car was like working. It hadn't broken down. It didn't have a flat tire or anything like that. It was just abandoned. So, officers run the plates, and it's registered to 96-year-old Lillian Stern. Police are concerned that maybe something had happened to this elderly woman. So they try and contact Lillian, and turns out she's absolutely fine. In fact, she wasn't even driving the car. I guess because of Lillian's age, she didn't drive anymore. So she had given the car to her granddaughter, 19-year-old Sarah Stern. Sarah Stern lived in Neptune City with her dad, Michael, and Sarah's mother had tragically died from cancer 4 years earlier. Sarah was this super sweet girl. She was really into art, like she was described as being a very gifted artist. She was also into this YouTube series called Carmela. Once police realized that Sarah Stern, who had been driving the vehicle, was kind of unaccounted for, they began trying to track her down just to make sure everything was okay. But no one could get a hold of her. So they began to look for Sarah, and as in most cases of missing people, they questioned the family, because typically when someone goes missing, someone close to them is involved. Michael, Sarah's dad, was actually out of town when Sarah went missing, and he hadn't heard from her. But when he realizes his daughter is missing, he heads home. Police would discover that the last person to see Sarah was a boy named Liam McAtancy, who was this YouTube series that Sarah was like obsessed with was based in Canada, and she really did love Canada, and she talked about wanting to move there. One of Sarah's neighbors also reported seeing her that day. Sarah had actually texted this neighbor, whose name was Robin, earlier in the day, and asked if she could drop off a bin of her mom's old things to leave at Robin's house. Robin didn't think anything of it. She had known the Stern family, like, lived next to them for years and years. So Sarah, along with her best friend, Liam, had walked over to Robin's house and dropped this stuff off. Now Robin wasn't home, but her daughter Carly was, and Carly was one of Sarah's best friends, so Carly, Sarah, and Liam kind of chatted for a minute, and then Sarah and Liam left. So once police are kind of getting all of these statements, they begin to wonder if maybe Sarah isn't missing, but maybe she was planning on running away and was going through her mom's stuff and getting things in order before she left. As news of Sarah's disappearance began to spread through Neptune City, the community really came together to help search for her. And of course, the police were also holding searches for her. But there was just no trace of Sarah. Liam and his twin brother and his roommate, Preston, were all friends with Sarah, so they all joined in the searches. Police really wanted to interview Liam again because he was the last known person to see Sarah. But there was no evidence of foul play, so I think at this point they're just trying to determine if she ran away or what had happened. So they re-interview Liam, and he reiterates that she wanted to move police were able to confirm this timeline using security footage from a neighbor's house. In this footage, Sarah's car leaves her house around 11:45 p.m. and then her trail just kind of stops. Liam had told authorities that Sarah did have some suicidal tendencies and that maybe Sarah had jumped off the bridge. And then he said something that alarmed police a little. He said, if she did jump off the bridge, what are the odds that she's not off in the ocean by now? That same day, after the second interview with police, Liam would lawyer up and completely stop talking to police. So then police go to Preston Taylor, Liam's roommate, just to interview him. Preston tells police that he thinks that Sarah jumped off the bridge because she was fighting a lot with her dad. And then Preston began crying. Police keep trying to nail down Sarah's whereabouts the day she went missing. And they find out that she had gone to the bank, which Liam hadn't mentioned. So, Sarah had quite a bit of money for a 19-year-old. She had $25,000. So we're gonna talk a little bit about how she acquired this money. First of all, Sarah's family was pretty well off. They had a second house in Avon, and one time Sarah and Liam had been at the second house cleaning stuff out, and they found this shoebox of cash that had $25,000 in it. Sarah's mom had been saving the money to give to Sarah because she wanted her to be well off after she died. When Sarah found this money, she had confided in her aunt about it. And her aunt was like, look, sweetheart, this is a lot of money. Just don't tell anyone you have it. It could cause a lot of problems, and people might want to borrow money from you. And she was afraid that people would use Sarah for the money. So she just wasn't sure how. Maybe he would just try and rob her, or maybe he would have to kill her. But he was going to get his hands on that money. So back to the bank. Police get this footage from the bank, and you can see Sarah and Liam walking in. Sarah seems happy. She's talking to the bank manager. So, as soon as police discover this footage of Sarah acting very happy, they begin to suspect that this wasn't a case of a runaway. They also have Liam on camera with Sarah, and they know that he left this part of their day out. He never told police they had gone to the bank. Another thing that makes police begin to realize Sarah did not run away is that she had left behind $25,000. At this point, police searched the home, and in her room, they find her passport. So they don't think she took off to Canada. It was at this point that they realized foul play was involved. So back when Liam found out about Sarah's money, he began plotting how he could steal her money. And he told Preston, his roommate, about the money. And he also told a guy named Anthony Curry. So, Sarah goes missing. And police are actively working on her case, but they don't have a ton to go on. And 7 weeks after Sarah was last seen, this friend of Liam's, Anthony, goes to police. Now, Anthony was a filmmaker, and he tells police that Liam came to him and told him that he had a great idea for a horror movie. He said, picture this. There's a girl who has a lot of money, and her best friend wants to kill her to get the money. Anthony then tells police that he had actually gone to Liam's house the weekend of Thanksgiving, which was just a few weeks before Sarah went missing. And Liam told him about Sarah's money and how he had a plan to get it. He was going to catch her off guard, strangle her, throw her body over the bridge, and then steal the money. Anthony Preston came over to help. He actually parked in the back behind Sarah's house, and they carried her body out the back door and hoisted her over the back fence and put her body in Preston's car. Then Liam got in Sarah's car, so it was actually Liam driving Sarah's car on the security footage from the neighbor's house. Police now had a confession, so they go in and arrest Liam. They also pick up his roommate, Preston, who confesses to everything right away. He tells police that he did help Liam get rid of the body, and he also admits to knowing that the murder was going to be happening. Liam and Preston had actually bought walkie-talkies a few weeks earlier so they could communicate without using their cell phones. And they used these walkie-talkies in the commission of the crime to communicate. Although it was Liam who killed Sarah, Preston was not there at the time. Liam's trial lasted 6 weeks. The defense tried to bring up during the trial that Sarah was suicidal and tried to point to her rocky relationship with her dad. They also found a witness who said he saw Sarah on Saturday morning. But this witness grumbled under cross and said maybe he actually saw her on Friday. But of course, the defense had a solid case, and Liam was found guilty on 7 counts, including first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and desecration of human remains. He was sentenced to life in prison, plus 10 years without the possibility of parole. Preston Taylor accepted a plea deal. He pled guilty to first-degree robbery, second-degree conspiracy to commit robbery, and second-degree destroying or desecrating human remains. He was sentenced to 18 years, and he will be eligible for parole after 15 years. During Preston's sentencing, the judge said to him, "You had multiple opportunities to stop Sarah's murder, and you didn't." Sarah